Fever fans. I'm so excited to be back in Indiana, 50 miles up the road in Indianapolis. Just a community that means so much to me, a community that I know loves women's basketball. And so, I just can't wait to get up there, put on my jersey, get to work.
It started with one picture, just a simple post from the Indiana Fever's social media page. Coach Stephanie White smiling beside 6 players. Nothing unusual, until you realize that image accidentally revealed the Fever's entire expansion draft strategy. Within 45 minutes, it vanished, but by then, screenshots were everywhere. And for the WNBA's newest franchise, the Golden State Valkyries, that post was like finding another team's playbook left on the bus. The timing? Brutal. Right after Caitlin Clark's draft pulled in 6.2 million viewers and sent the Fever's value skyrocketing, their front office just handed the league a blueprint of who they planned to protect and who they were ready to risk. The post disappeared almost as fast as it went up, but the damage was done. Indiana fans flooded Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, dissecting every pixel of that photo. Was it intentional? A rogue intern? A setup for something bigger? Nobody knew. What everyone did know was that the Fever were suddenly in chaos.
Have you met anybody more competitive than Caitlin?
I've met some competitive people, but she's definitely right up there in everything that we do.
Right.
Yeah.
The front office went into lockdown, team accounts froze, and local reporters were left refreshing pages that no longer existed. Because that innocent image didn't just name 6 players, it exposed everything about the Fever's priorities heading into the most high-stakes roster decision of the decade. See, this isn't a normal draft. It's an expansion draft, the kind that can reshape an entire league. The Golden State Valkyries are joining the WNBA in 2026. Armed with Silicon Valley money, a brand new arena in Oakland, and executives borrowed straight from the Golden State Warriors analytics department. Their goal is simple: build a super team from the best unprotected players in the league. According to the rules, every existing franchise can only protect 6 players. Everyone else is fair game. So if you're a front office executive, that means making brutal choices, choosing between loyalty, contracts, chemistry, and future potential. And when that Fever post dropped, fans believed they'd just witnessed Indiana's final protection list before the November 25th deadline.
Okay, so I am about to start this Unrivaled game, but there is some news about Grace Berger, and that is that the Lynx have claimed her. So I don't really know much more than what I told you because I just saw the notification pop up, but I do like to give some quick, credentially sourced news when I get it, and then I'm able to break it down later.
The message it sent? Clear as day, and maybe a little reckless. The photo showed Coach White surrounded by Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, Nalissa Smith, and Temi Fagbenley. On paper, it looked like a power circle, a mix of young stars, veterans, and defensive glue pieces. But to anyone who follows the Fever closely, one name was glaringly missing: Grace Berger, a promising young guard on a friendly rookie deal, known for her calm composure and sharpshooting. And the omission set off alarms everywhere. But before we get to her, let's look at why these 6 were chosen. Caitlin Clark's inclusion is a no-brainer. She's not just a rookie, she's a ratings phenomenon, averaging 21 points per game, leading the league in assists, and breaking rookie records almost weekly. The Clark effect has turned every Fever game into must-see TV. Next is Aaliyah Boston, dominant, consistent, and the perfect pick-and-roll partner for Clark. Her 16-point, 8-rebound averages are only half the story. Her chemistry with Clark is what makes Indiana's offense actually hum. Kelsey Mitchell, veteran scorer, pure shooter, team captain in spirit if not in title.
I mean, I think it's pretty similar on and off the floor. Like, she's just been a voice that's been there. She's been through this league for, 7 years now? Like, she knows what to expect. She knows how things are going to go. And I think more than anything, like, we are just starting to understand each other much better. Like, we could just make eye contact and she knows to go back door.
She spaces the floor and brings leadership this young roster desperately needs. Then there's Lexi Hull, maybe the most underrated defender in the WNBA. When she's guarding you, opponents shoot just 34%. Every championship team has one of these glue players. Not flashy, but irreplaceable. Nalissa Smith brings athleticism and interior scoring, though her season's been clouded by locker room drama and that infamous eye poke incident. She's talented, no doubt, but controversial. And finally, Temi Fagbenley, the veteran. Once reliable, her numbers have slipped late in the season, but coaches value her presence and locker room influence. On the surface, it looked safe. But leaving out Grace Berger, that's where everything went sideways. Grace Berger is the kind of player executives dream of building around quietly.
6, 7, 8-year-old of a Fever game. What do you remember? What's the earliest one?
I remember, one time when I was 7, I got picked out of the stands to go back in the Fever locker room and high-five the players that they were running out, and I just was like in disbelief. I thought everyone was super tall.
She's 6 feet tall, can shoot 44% from deep, and has a +5 on-court differential. When she plays over 20 minutes, her numbers jump to 9 points and 5 assists. She's unselfish, efficient, and, most importantly, on a cheap rookie contract. For the analytics-driven Valkyries front office, that combination is irresistible. Insiders say she's already on their shortlist. One Eastern Conference executive even compared her to Courtney Vandersloot, high praise in the point guard world. So when the leak suggested she'd been left unprotected, rival teams started circling like sharks. The Fever had spent years rebuilding, finally finding a rhythm with Clark and Boston leading the charge. Losing someone like Berger wouldn't just hurt depth, it would expose a blind spot in their entire development strategy.
Also from our team store, we got some stuff for
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You will love this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. He'll be here tomorrow, so he'll like this.
And that's why this social media mistake feels so catastrophic, because the Valkyries didn't just get a sneak peek, they got confirmation of who Indiana values and who they don't. Now here's where things get complicated. NaLyssa Smith has always been a question mark. Great talent, yes, but her off-court distractions have been tough to ignore. From the practice floor eye poke that earned a suspension to cryptic TikToks hinting at locker room tension, she's drawn more headlines than highlights lately. Reports even say 3 veteran players requested private meetings with coaches about team chemistry. So when fans realized Smith made the protection list, and Grace Berger didn't, the outrage was instant. Why protect controversy over consistency? Even rival executives were baffled.
Coach, you are 3-0 facing elimination in those playoffs. What can you take from Game 3?
Don't say stuff like that. What? You can just...
What can you take from Atlanta's Game 3 to help you for the Game 5?
I mean, I think the biggest thing for us is again, like we've been through everything.
One anonymous GM told reporters that kind of decision can haunt a franchise for 4 years. The Fever insist it's about upside, that Smith's ceiling is higher, that her athleticism is irreplaceable. But optics matter, especially in a league where reputation drives both ticket sales and sponsorship dollars. And with this leak, Indiana looked less like a calculated organization and more like a confused one. Within hours, social media exploded. Over 50,000 tweets about the Fever trended in one day. Instagram comments flooded with #SaveGraceBerger. Fans even started a Change.org petition, gaining 15,000 signatures in 6 hours. Caitlin Clark's father poured gasoline on the fire with a cryptic tweet, "Trust Indy." 100,000 likes later, he deleted it. Too late. The conversation had already left the Fever's control. Season ticket holders began calling the front office non-stop, demanding answers. Local sports talk radio called it the biggest PR disaster since the Elena Del Don trade fiasco. Inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, executives scrambled to contain the mess. Emergency meetings, phone bans, social media managers under review. But the damage was already spreading, and it wasn't just emotional, it was financial. The Fever's market value has jumped 47% since drafting Caitlin Clark. Jersey sales lead the league, season renewals are up 300%, and local businesses depend on game days to stay afloat. So any instability, any sign that management doesn't have control, makes sponsors nervous. Their main jersey sponsor, a healthcare giant, reportedly scheduled an urgent meeting with the front office after the leak. Why? Because their multi-million-dollar contract includes stability clauses. If team turmoil affects brand image, they can renegotiate. That's a nightmare scenario for Indiana. Even Vegas noticed. Sports betting odds for the Fever's 2025 title run dropped from +800 to +1,200 overnight. Analysts said it wasn't about talent, it was about uncertainty. And in business, uncertainty kills momentum. Meanwhile, the Valkyries, they're thriving. They've got $50 million in early investment, ex-NBA execs running analytics, and a scouting system designed to turn hidden gems into stars. Grace Berger's metrics fit their formula perfectly. They've got cap space, marketing muscle, and a chance to turn Indiana's mistake into their foundation. Behind the numbers, there's something raw, emotion.
I need to go. I know Lexi plays a little bit. Christy actually plays a little bit. Me and Christy probably go out there at some point. see if she can swing a golf club. I don't know, but I think a decent amount of people probably play. We can get them into it. We probably need to get some people out there. I want to see like AB swing a golf club. I feel like that's
Being labeled unprotected in public is brutal. It's like your team just told the world you're expendable. Sports psychologist Sarah Martinez says leaks like this can wreck team chemistry, turning trust into paranoia overnight. Reports from Fever practice after the incident were tense. Less laughter, fewer high fives, players keeping to themselves. Even simple drills looked off. Teammates weren't sure who would still be there next week. It's not just athletes who feel it. Youth basketball programs in Indiana say kids are suddenly asking about team loyalty. They're watching their heroes learn the business side of sports in real time, and it's shaking them. As one local coach put it, they look up to these players like family. Now they're seeing what happens when family meets contracts. While Indiana scrambles, Golden State is plotting. Their executives are quietly celebrating. They've built a data system that evaluates everything: shot efficiency, travel fatigue, chemistry metrics. And Grace Berger fits every single category. They've already earmarked $5.7 million for early contracts and endorsement partnerships. Their marketing team, the same people behind the Warriors' dynasty campaigns, has reportedly prepared rollout materials for whichever player they select first. In other words, while Indiana panics, Golden State is preparing to make history. They're not just building a team, they're building an identity. And this leak gave them a head start worth millions. The consequences didn't stop in Indiana. Across the WNBA, franchises are reevaluating their own digital security protocols. Social media managers now need multi-person approval before any post goes live. Phones are being checked before team meetings. It's a new reality. In the viral age, one wrong upload can shift entire seasons. The Players Union has also taken notice, pushing for new CBA clauses to regulate how and when teams can reveal protected lists. Digital security consultants are using the Fever incident as a case study in crisis management. And the media? They're loving it. 50 million TikTok views in 24 hours. Speculation that the leak was deliberate, a marketing gimmick to rally fan emotion. Maybe, but if it was a stunt, it worked a little too well. Now, all eyes are on the final protection list. Will Indiana double back and fix the mistake? Or will they gamble, hoping Grace Berger somehow slips past Golden State's radar? The next 48 hours could decide not just the Fever's future, but the competitive balance of the entire league. Because if the Valkyries land Berger and another unprotected gem, they're not starting as an expansion team. They're starting as contenders. One deleted post, 45 minutes online, and the kind of ripple that money, meetings, or apologies can't undo. The Fever rebuilt themselves from the ground up, only to risk losing it all with a single social media mistake. Maybe it was human error, maybe it was sabotage, or maybe it's the cost of thriving in a world where every click can shift millions. Whatever the truth, one thing's certain. This expansion draft isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about power, pressure, and the thin line between a dynasty and a disaster. So, what do you think? Should Indiana protect Grace Berger at all costs? Or stick with their leaked lineup and trust the process? Let us know in the comments below. Because this story isn't over, and the next headline in the WNBA might begin exactly where this one ends, with the Fever's biggest gamble yet.